Good morning. This is Gary again, and I'm down at Las Cruces Upholstery, and here's Vince of Las Cruces Upholstery, and he's the one that redid these seats. I told him I wanted them done as close to original as possible. This is the original corduroy, and this is what I found in Richardson, Texas, fortunately, and he ordered the leather, which is a perfect match. He rebuilt the center console because it was damaged a little bit, and it just came out beautifully. These are the front seats, and this is the back seats. Hopefully they'll get installed next week, so it's going to be pretty exciting. These are the sun visors that Vince did down at Las Cruces Upholstery, and notice that the left one, usually on the 87s, did not have a mirror. Well, I found one on eBay, so I put one on there anyway, and Vince installed that onto it. I also replaced the original halogen headlights with these LEDs. I got them from Holly. The whole nice thing about them was they look original. If you get up close enough, you can see the Holly logo. The original carpet, 35 years old, was in such good shape. And here in the shop at Rid's, they cleaned it, and it looks so good. They didn't have to replace even the original floor mat. I got replacement seat belts from Grand Wagoneer to replace the broken and missing ones. I also had a paint chip mixed up to touch up the paint around the steering column. The steering wheel's off at Las Cruces Upholstery to get redone. One of the other switches I had to replace was this defroster switch, and as you saw in the other video, I got the wires replaced, and as part of the backup camera, you can see Jonathan's back there working on his project. By the way, I found that switch on eBay. To do the locks, this wire had to be fished all the way from the Dakota unit behind the dash all the way over and fished through that hole I had to drill there, and fished down through there, fished there through this here, and that thing snaps off to get it into the door. Once it's in the door, the orange and purple go directly to the lock motor, and the yellow and brown go to the motor switch. And since this door has the main control for everything, for all the other locks, now it'll work all the locks. Also bought this book from Haynes. It's been very, very helpful. It helped me figure out how to get the vent window replaced, and had wiring diagrams in there, and it's a very helpful book. Highly recommend it. To hook up the tailgate window, you have to use this relay, and once I realized that when the any of these motors in the truck are not being used or off, they're negative, so you have to have some way to disconnect the negative and add the positive. That's why I showed where it says do not connect to blue. Well, you do, and I'll show you on this other chart. I made this one up because really confusing. This represents the dash switch, and I had to figure out how to do that. And this is the tan browns from the dash switch. And then and I showed you in another video, you have to cut the dash switch wires from here, cut them, and so you can add these two Dakota relays in there. So the blues always go to the switch or the source. And you can see in my demonstration here, it's off in this position. It's off in this position. No, it's on. The switch is off in both positions, but here it goes down. You can see that the switch, when you click the remote, it worked this here, so it brought the switch from negative to positive, and that's how it works. So basically, I showed you behind the dash where you connect the those two Dakota relays. On this chart, which came with a when I bought the Dakota digital, it shows how to connect it here. I have a little diagram down here how I had to adjust it. I had to call the Dakota Digital Company, and he sent me this chart, which shows how to connect the wires that I just described when I was still at the shop. See, the orange and violet actually go to the Dakota motor. I mean the lock motor in the right passenger front door, and the yellow and brown go actually to the switches. And you can see up close here where those wires come out of the Dakota. On the right side there, be sure that 12 volt goes to the constant battery and then the ground. What happened was trying to put in that switch in the floor. They would reach underneath. I had to drill a hole through the floor so the switch goes underneath like it says in the directions. Be sure it's grounded, because the directions just say to hook the switch between the red and the anyway, shows to hook it between the brown and the red. I tried that, and of course it didn't work because it needed the relay in there. This is how I got the relay in there. See, the white goes to ground, the red and green go to constant hot, and the blue goes back to the Dakota, and the black goes to the brown out to the right front passenger door. The constant hot is actually the hot coming off of the floor switch. And also there's another wire that shows up here. It's called safety disable, and that's the yellow wire. I did hook that up, so if you have the ignition on, the remotes won't work. And it's supposed to be a safety switch. I'm not sure why, but I hooked it up anyway. If you don't like that, just don't hook it up. Well, that concludes my video for this day. This is August 10th, 2019. And I'm going to see if I can get this onto YouTube properly. For right now, you have to go onto Gary Reader on YouTube to pull it up. I'm trying to get it where it goes over to the Grand Wagoneer part of YouTube. All right, see you all later. Looking for the next video. God bless.